Tifu by being absolutely ruined by a freak accident involving my ballsack being punctured. I did not have a good time, so here I am, still in shock, but thankfully at home now. Let me share the ridiculousness of yesterday's events. I was trying to be a good guy, ordering some kitchen appliances for my grandparents' new Christmas gifts. They had just renovated their kitchen, and I wanted to surprise them. Suddenly, I felt a little pinch in my family jewels. But I thought nothing of it. Sometimes the pants I wear tend to fold over, and the little plastic ends of the drawstrings can dig in a bit. Fast forward 20 minutes, and I walked into the kitchen to tell a family member about my Amazon orders. That's when I noticed my pants felt damp. Confused, I went upstairs to check what was going on, and to my horror, I saw that my entire lower body was drenched in blood. Panic set in as I ran around upstairs, pantless and screaming for my mom, convinced I was dying. Eventually, I realized the blood was coming from a small wound on my scrotum. I started to calm down a little, thinking it was just a minor cut that would stop bleeding soon. But it didn't. This tiny cut, smaller than a pencil eraser, just wouldn't quit. An hour later, I was on the phone with doctors, panicking, but I got no help from them or my local walk-in center. So off I went to the emergency room, applying pressure to my injury as I bled out for no apparent reason. Before entering the chaotic ER, filled with flu patients and long wait times, I stuffed a handful of tissues against my injury and braced myself. I walked past a crowd of people who looked like they were on the brink of collapse and approached the counter. With a whisper, I explained my situation. They took my name and told me to sit down, but there were no seats left. I ended up standing by the Christmas tree for about 2 hours, only to notice blood dripping from my pants onto the floor. That's when I decided to speak up. I'm usually a quiet person, but I had to say something. I approached the staff and warned them, if you don't get me seen too soon, you better grab a mop. I explained that I was genuinely bleeding and feared for my life. Next thing I knew, I was rushed in to see a team of young medical professionals. They all stared at me, waiting for my explanation. I told them I had a cut on my scrotum, and I could see their expressions change. They looked at me like I was some kind of freak. A doctor told me to strip down, and there I was, a 6'3" overweight guy standing in front of them. What followed was more blood than I had ever seen in my life. I was in shock, and I noticed my injury had caused my anatomy to shrink dramatically. The medical staff quickly realized I needed immediate attention and decided to move me to a treatment center. But instead of quick help, I was left sitting there for another 7 hours while people with minor issues were called in before me. Just when I thought all hope was lost, a doctor who had just moved to the UK from Nigeria started his shift and called me in. He examined me and said, "Wow, this should have been dealt with hours ago. You need stitches." I felt a sense of relief wash over me. As he stitched me up, he reassured me that everything would be okay. I'll be trying to forget this experience from now on. Now, I'm sitting here, terrified to move, hoping these stitches hold. Thanks for listening. ...